Jack Williams, a struggling farmer barely managing to keep his small farm running, selflessly gave away his entire harvest to a hungry veteran who couldn't even afford a single meal. This single act of kindness left his roadside stand empty and put his mortgage payment in serious jeopardy. But just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, something unexpected happened. 3 days later, a line of military vehicles appeared on his dusty country road. Jack was about to realize that his small gesture of compassion was only the beginning of something far greater than he ever imagined. Hey everyone, welcome back to Unfolding Tales. Today, I'm bringing you a story that will touch your heart and remind you that kindness has a way of coming full circle. Jack wiped the sweat from his forehead as he carefully arranged the bright red tomatoes on his small roadside stand. It was nothing fancy, just a simple wooden shack sitting at the very edge of his 10-acre farm, the last piece of land his family still owned. Drought had already forced him to sell off most of his farmland, and if things didn't turn around soon, he feared he might lose this last bit too. He glanced at his old wristwatch and let out a deep sigh. Another slow day, he muttered under his breath. The pressure was mounting. The bank was expecting his mortgage payment in just 5 days, and though he had managed to scrape together most of the amount, he was still short by $200. This weekend's sales were his last shot at making up the difference. His only hope of avoiding foreclosure. To make matters worse, his aging pickup truck was making strange noises every morning, a constant reminder that it needed repairs. Repairs Jack simply couldn't afford. Without that truck, transporting his produce to the farmer's market in town would be impossible, cutting off a crucial source of income. Jack lived alone in the farmhouse his grandfather had built. His wife Sarah had passed away from cancer 2 years ago, leaving him with nothing but an empty house, mounting bills, and a heart full of memories. Medical expenses had drained their savings, and now all he had left was the farm, and his will to keep going. Still, no matter how hard times got, Jack made sure to greet every customer with a warm smile. The locals respected him for his honesty and fair prices. Some even swore his tomatoes were the best in the entire county. As the afternoon sun blazed overhead, Jack noticed a man walking slowly down the road. The stranger's jeans were faded, his military cap worn from years of use. He moved stiffly, favoring one leg, and with every step there was a slight limp. The man stopped at Jack's stand, eyeing the fresh produce without reaching for anything. Jack's eyes flickered to the insignia on the veteran's cap. "Those tomatoes look real good," the man finally said, his voice quiet but steady. Jack gave a nod. "Fresh picked this morning." "You serve?" the man asked, his gaze meeting Jack's. "No," Jack replied, noticing the tiredness in the man's face. "But my dad did. Vietnam." The veteran nodded, picking up a tomato, then setting it back down. "Just looking today. Gotta make this disability check last till the end of the month." Jack studied the man. His thin frame, the way his hands trembled slightly as he returned the tomato to the pile. He was hungry. Jack felt a pang in his chest. He knew that kind of struggle. He knew what it was like to count every dollar, to stretch every last cent just to survive. "You look like you could use a good meal," Jack said gently. The man gave a small, weary shrug. "Been better days. Lost my security job when my legs started acting up. Still waiting for my benefits to increase." Jack's mind raced. His own fridge at home was nearly empty. Bills were piling up on his kitchen table. The mortgage weighed heavily on his mind. But something about this veteran's quiet pride, his silent battle, struck a chord deep within Jack. Without hesitation, he grabbed a cardboard box from behind the stand. "Hold on a minute." Before the man could protest, Jack started filling it. Tomatoes, cucumbers, green beans, potatoes. He grabbed a few ears of sweet corn, the best ones he had, the ones he usually charged extra for. The veteran took a step back, shaking his head. "I can't afford all that." Jack smiled. "It's not for sale." The man's eyes darkened. "I don't take handouts." His voice was firm though tired. Jack paused, meeting his gaze. "It's not a handout. It's a thank you for your service. For a moment, the veteran hesitated, his pride wrestling with his hunger. I didn't serve for free vegetables. I know that, Jack said, placing the last item in the box. But my dad always said the hardest part wasn't the war. It was coming home and feeling forgotten. The veteran swallowed hard. Slowly he reached for the box. I don't know what to say. Jack simply nodded. No need to say anything. Just eat well. As the man turned to leave, Jack called out, "Wait." He reached into his cooler and pulled out 2 dozen eggs. Protein. You need it. The veteran's eyes glistened as he took them. Thank you. Truly. That night, Jack sat at his kitchen table, crunching numbers. Even if he sold every last vegetable the next day, he would still fall short on his mortgage. Maybe I should have kept those eggs, he muttered, then immediately felt ashamed for even thinking it. The next morning, heavy rain poured down, washing away any hope of selling his produce. Then the phone rang. "Mr. Williams, I'm calling about your mortgage payment," the banker's voice said. "This is your second notice." Jack gripped the phone. "I just need a few more days." The banker sighed. "We've already given you 2 extensions. If you miss this payment, we'll have to start foreclosure proceedings." Jack hung up feeling sick. His farm, his family's land. It was slipping through his fingers. But then at 10 a.m. he heard it. Vehicles approaching. At first, he thought it was the bank's representative coming to deliver bad news. But when he stepped outside, what he saw stopped him cold. 3 military vehicles. 2 civilian cars. And standing at the front, wearing his military uniform with his back straight and his head held high, was Michael. Jack's heart pounded. "Michael. What's going on?" Michael smiled. "I wanted to thank you properly for your kindness.